So in this video, we are going to discuss about unemployment and inflation rate. How inflation can reduce unemployment in every economy, whether developed economies or underdeveloped economies or developing economies. One thing you should know about economics is that economics is very, very delicate. It is something that one has to treat with care and one has to know how the details works. Now we are talking about unemployment and inflation. There are two negative concepts in every economy that every country tries to solve. But one thing you should know is that the two cannot be solved together simultaneously. As you are solving one, you'll have to sacrifice one for the other. That is how the economy works. Now, how does inflation reduce the levels of unemployment in every economy? One thing you should know is that when there is too much of money in circulation, which causes inflation, the simple explanation to it is that people now have more money to spend. People now have more money to buy anything that they want to buy. And what is the effect on the general economy? It is going to increase the gross domestic product, which we call the GDP of that particular economy. Are you following me now? And when there is a great transaction going on in every economy, it's going to encourage savings as well. It is also encourage producers as well to employ more people in terms of production processes or activities. For example, if consumers are buying a lot of shoes in the market, a lot of shoes, jewelries, shirts, and others in the market, what you should know is that if 10 persons were producing this before, maybe the owners of the market might have to hire more hands. And when the owner of the market is doing this, he is reducing the level of unemployment in an economy. Are you following me now? So at the end of the day, when more people are hired, you discover that the production process is going to increase. It's going to increase up to the point that productions of goods equal to their demand in every economy or the market. Now you might be wondering that if this is the case, why is Nigeria case different? Why is it that we are experiencing both unemployment level and inflation at the same time in Nigeria? The truth of the matter is that when it comes to a reduction in unemployment, if the country involved are not using an honest indicators, you discover that it is only those who know somebody that will benefit from it. If, for example, as a graduate who have served and have not been gainfully employed, if you do not know anybody who can help you to secure a gainful job or employment in your country, it is going to be very, very difficult for you. But that doesn't mean that others are not being employed or people are not being employed in that same country you are. So that is why in Nigeria case, there are a lot of people who are gaining employment, who are being employed on a daily basis. But these people know people who are already in the positions to employ them. Are you following me now? And that is why you see that the indicators they are using to measure the levels of unemployment in Nigeria, it is not an honest indicator. It is not an honest indicator at all. That is why you see that those who are employed are less than those who are not employed. The level of unemployment in Nigeria as today is more than 30%. Although there is still a natural rate of unemployment, which is 5% in every economy. But that one is not included. So one thing you should know in what we are discussing today is that when there is an inflation and the country involved wants to be honest with the way to treat the inflation very well, it's supposed to reduce the levels of unemployment in that country. And at the end of the day, the natural rate of unemployment is going to be affected, and the natural rate of inflation in that country is not going to be affected negatively. I discovered that whether there is still unemployment in the country or the levels of inflation has increased, is not going to affect the economy as a whole. Are you following me now? So that is that for today. Peace out.